Hello, welcome back to Property Spy. This is the channel where we appraise properties, we stack properties to see what works and what doesn't work from an investor's standpoint. Now today we're going to look for deals, buy-to-let deals on Rightmove, and I'm going to show you the different skills and different steps you need to take to find those buy-to-lets. Now, in the current market, it's very difficult to find something that stacks really well. A lot of people believe that the buy-to-let market is dead, but of course, everyone's investment choices are different, and everyone knows what they need to do to meet their investment goals. Now, some people are happy to leave deposits in the property. Some people are not. Some people are looking for no money down deals. Very few and far between no money down deals at the moment, but today I'm going to show you some of the skills and some of the tips that you need to follow in order to find the properties that will give you the best opportunities of having great deals in this market. Now, this is a search I've already done on Rightmove. Rightmove put out the criteria that I'm going to select in order to find those properties where you are likely to have a deal. The criteria I've put into this page today is or are the oldest property, so oldest listed on Rightmove. So these are properties that have been on here for a very long time. I've also stated here not to show new builds, buying schemes, or retirement homes. So retirement homes, that's straightforward. New homes, they tend not to have any deals in them, and buying schemes would be stuff like shared ownership properties, or properties where the developer is giving some sort of incentive in order to purchase. So those are things I've disabled, so I'm not going to see any of those. And then I've set a maximum price of £300,000, and that's just the budget I have. Your budget could be 500, a million, whatever, but that is the upper limit. I've not put any restrictions on the number of bedrooms, neither have I put any restrictions on the property type. So that's that bit here. And I've put Stratford, this is Stratford in London, and within a mile radius. Okay, so we do the search and it produces 189 results. 189 results, that's a lot. So what do you do when the results appear? So typically, if you're doing this yourself, what you want to do is what everyone else does, and that's go through each one. As you get more experienced, you would realize which ones are probably more likely to be deals and which ones aren't. So the first one is 269,000. It's a featured property. If the agent is paying to have this featured, then in all likelihood, I think they're not likely to be a deal. So I tend to look away from the featured ones. They tend to be more expensive and don't reflect the deals, but I could be wrong. You could try that for yourself and see if any of the featured properties works in your area. So right away, you've got this one that's been on the market since, very interesting. Is this still oldest listed? 02/02/22. It's added on the second. Okay, this one was reduced. So could it be that this property was added, removed, and then re-added in February 2022? This one was reduced. This is another thing to look for, something that has been reduced. So what are the features of this property? Let's look at this. So Basil House. Let's open up. Okay. It already says it needs modernization. It's ideal for a first-time buyer. Okay, change through this, see what it looks like inside. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Let's click a video, see what that gives us. Okay, I won't say it's too bad. I wonder why it needs modernization. This video current reception. Let's see what the bathroom is like. It's either these pictures are not recent or the description is incorrect. in need of some modernization in this 1-bedroom chain free flat. Okay, that's 285. Okay, so we keep going. And you just browse through, skim through these properties really quickly. I've ignored the first one because it looks like a high rise, and even though in some areas those tend to rent the best, but do you want that type of property in your portfolio, and does it perform well? And the type of construction of the building puts me off as well. So I'll keep going. This looks like a new build. No, not interested, because of service charges and ground rents. Those tend to be high. So I'll keep going. Keep looking, and just skimming through really quickly. What's this? Is this a house or flat? It's a flat, 250. Okay, 1-bed flat. This one's a 1-bed flat for 200k. That's not too bad if it's near Westfield Shopping Centre. But of course it needs quite a bit of work. And these will rent for over £1,000, or around £1,000 in that area, so that's not too bad. Keep going. This building, I don't know that building. Okay, looks too new buildy. Let's leave that. This one needs work. 7th floor. So what kind of high rise is this? Okay, this looks like ex-local authority with a kind of doors. Okay, so you can see that's ex-local, 250. No thanks. Okay, so let's go backwards. So I did the search earlier. Okay, so what's going on here? We'll go on the first page, see what's on the first page. Okay, so this one piqued my interest when I looked at it. It's a 2-bed, 300 grand, 310 Barking Road, London E13. It's not that far from Stratford. The closest station is Plaistow Station, 0.7 miles. Canning Town Station is 0.8. So you could see the sort of area it's in. Do a street view. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, so you got that school there. Okay, you've got that high rise across the road from there. Right, so it's on this road. Okay, so a couple of questions you need to ask yourself would include: why has it been on the market for so long? How long has it been on the market for? Are there issues with the service charge, ground rent? Is there some fee to pay or something? Why has it been on there? And then when you've asked all the relevant questions and you are confident that you have the answers you need in order to make a decision or attend the property, then you make the move. Now, 300,000 for a property in Plaistow, which is E13, isn't that huge. It's a 2-bed though, and 2 beds in the area can go for a lot more than 300 grand, and the building looks okay. The place on the map doesn't show me this road. Barking Road. Okay, there'll probably be no parking. Open plan living. Let's see what the plans look like. Okay, so the bedroom's tiny. There's 1 bathroom, fairly large kitchen diner. Okay, I'd imagine this bedroom was probably a kitchen at some point. But that's just guessing. 57 square meters. Okay, so what I'll do next is you have to utilize the tools that you have in order to determine if something's a deal or not. This looks like a deal, but is it really? And if, as an investor, you want your money back when you've completed a purchase, this is unlikely to give you all of your money back. But the yield seems to be okay. But in order to confirm that, I will go to my trusted valapp. Let's go there. Okay, start stacking now. Add new appraisal. Put the URL in here. Submit that. Then it pulls all the information in here. Then what I do is I'll just do the mega stack, and this mega stack really is there to appraise for all the possible strategies that one would be interested in. And here it's showing me the EPC, even though I don't know which one of the buildings it is, but based on the floor plan, I think it's one of these. What did it say the floor size was? 57. Incidentally, this tool would not not go any further if the size is less than 60. So let's pick this 60. That must be greater than 60 square meters. Okay, so let's go. That's the wrong one, isn't it? On the 2-bed. We'll just pick any. Okay, so it's done a quick appraisal, and guess what? The only one that works is serviced accommodation, and that's not really a surprise. But there you go. So they're all red. You want a gross yield of 8.2%, and your offer amount has to be 237,000 for that property. So that's why it's red. The asking price is 300,000. So you could go into the property and say, okay, estimated rent is 1625, okay, per month. That's not bad. But in order to achieve the returns you want at 8.2% yield, then you need to be offering 237,000. Now you can play around with the numbers if you want something. If you really want this property and you want or you're happy with the cash flow or whatever, so you could just do, all right, let's change the yield to 6%. And then at 6%, you're starting to come up to something that's higher than the offer amount. And at 6%, you have a cash flow of £802, which isn't bad. But the flip side is you will have to put down 81,000, and you'd have some purchase costs of 26,000 at least, and if you're not doing any works, then you won't need to spend the 16 grand, but your mortgage costs will still be there anyway for your operating costs. So this is for somebody who wants to invest as a buy-to-let investor, but the key takeaways from today's videos are that one, there are ways to do your searches on Rightmove in order to give yourself the best possible chance of finding those hidden gems, those hidden opportunities. Now, it's not everything that's listed on here under the oldest tab that would be a deal, and they've been on there for long for a reason. So don't assume that the property is all fine and people have just forgotten about it. There'll be a reason why no one's bought it. So you need to try and dig that out, get your solicitor to review all the paperwork and make sure that the lease is fine, that the lease length is fine, make sure that there are no hidden costs that you need to pay because you inherited that property. And then before you even do any of those things, you go to a tool like valapp, where you'd put in some of the features of the property, and you do the mega stack and see what comes back and see what would work. So we know that if you bought that place as a service accommodation unit, it will work, but for everything else, it's a complete no-no. And that's the case for most of the properties in London. Now, that will be it for today's video. We're just digging into different opportunities and different ways of finding deals, especially for beginners who don't quite yet know how to get on the ladder. Use tools that exist. So tools like valapp help guide you as to what you should be investing in, and you need to study the tools to understand what everything means. And you need to be searching Rightmove and the usual portals for those opportunities and deals. So until next time, thank you very much for watching and listening. Happy investing.